Man, you said you'll be outside all summer?
Nah, I ain't say that. What you talking about?
Oh, all right. I thought you was talking about we just gonna be outside all summer. You just gonna be turning up this summer.
Nah.
You said you're just gonna be outside with the Megan knees.
Outside what?
With the Megan knees.
Oh.
Yeah, man, that she's gonna be outside, but we'll talk about it after the show. Hey, man, hit the button so we start the show.
It already hit the button.
You already hit the button.
Oh, damn. So, what you just heard is scratch, Jory. You didn't hear what you heard about the Megan knees and Leanne being outside. So, that wasn't for you guys. That was. So let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Nothing But a place to come to get all the answers you need. We have them all. We keep telling you week to week. Anything you know, we have. So just ask us. We have almanac, a dictionary, an encyclopedia. We all those things. We Google. You know what I mean? We got nothing but answers though. All the answers you need are right here. We won't steer you wrong. Well,
never that.
I mean, what wrong is subjective, right? What's wrong? What's really wrong? So, let's get into it. Hey, so we're gonna go with girl the Megan knees. Leanne, what's up, girl?
Not much. Just finishing out the week strong. Huh?
You get your hands on your knees. Hands on your knees right now.
Nah, man. No, man.
No. Finished the week out strong. How was the week? I mean, it was a hot one. How'd you feel? How was it? How'd you get through it? All right, we're gonna Doc.
Are you talking to me?
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Excuse me, guys.
Ready to Doc. Hey, how are you doing, Doc?
I'm good.
My bad. I didn't know you were still talking to me.
I'm not. I'm not. How was your week, Doc?
It was pretty good. It went by quickly as usual. Wasn't really busy.
Okay.
I actually had a lot more time to myself this week, so I did a lot of self-care, exercised more than I've been able to lately. So it was a good week.
Good. Self-care is always the best care. Keep it up.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Again, it's getting hot, so make sure we're hydrating ourselves. You know, staying out of that direct sun. If you feel overheated, get out of it. You know, we'll get cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. It sounded good. You want to talk about Ruth or no? You want to talk about it?
You talking to me?
What?
Ruth. Yes. You want to talk about it?
Yes. Hey, peeps. Hey.
How are you doing?
Good week. Hydrating. Everything's good. Trying to stay cool. Trying to, like Doc, keep moving, working out, self-care. Right. You know, doing me like I always do.
Right.
What'd you say, mister? I missed that.
We were talking about trying to stay on time. I mean, I don't know who said being on time.
Somebody got some nerve.
I'm not even going to go there with them, Lee. But Grandma Ruth needed.
What's your shirt say? Love being late.
I had to stay there. What's that?
What's your shirt say? Love being late. What's your shirt say? Oh,
it says love is dope.
Okay. I thought it said love being late. I didn't see the love on the screen. I couldn't.
Listen, Daryl, last thing I'm going to say about that. Take that up with Grandma because she needed some talking to today about keeping that air on in this heat. So I had to go there and reprimand.
Right. You know what? You definitely do have to talk to, because I think they said as you get older, your temperature is off a little bit. So sometimes you don't even know you're really hot.
No, she's sweating like Bagazy nuts here. And she's talking about, it's not hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during these times, definitely check in on, the elderly, make sure they're okay.
And make sure they are staying hydrated because sometimes they get dehydrated and don't even realize.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody falls down, help them up, okay? Let's get into it real quick. Did you guys see the Chris Brown thing where he was taking photos and the one he after his concert he charged like I think it's $1,100, something like that, to take pictures with him.
Get out. No.
So it went viral. One of the pictures, the dude paid for his fiance to take the pictures with meet and greet after the show.
Mm-hmm.
But the picture was she had her jumped in his arms, her legs were wrapped around his waist. He was holding her in the behind area, and he called off the wedding.
Oh wow!
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that?
I did not see that.
So
it came back.
People were, kind of, again, always at 50-50. Some people were like, it was just a picture.
Mm-hmm.
What are you bugging for?
Mm-hmm.
And he paid for the picture, so it wasn't like he was insecure. Some first thing women were saying, oh, he's insecure. No, he paid for the picture. He wanted her to go and have fun to meet Chris Brown, who's your whatever crush or favorite art, whatever how she designated her allegiance to him. But that picture for him was over the top and disrespectful to their, his soon-to-be wife, and he was like, "I'm cool."
So she jumped in his arms for the picture.
For the picture, yeah. For the picture,
who took the picture? A professional or the boyfriend?
Right. No, the professional. So when Chris Brown does that at shows, after the show, he picks so many women or so many people can pay $1,000 to take a picture with him.
Okay.
So if you look online, a whole bunch of different pictures. Most of them look like they're kind of cute, but he'll kind of do he'll take it where you want to take it, kind of. Like sometimes it's holding kind of close, or sometimes a regular picture. This girl wanted to jump in his arms. She's like, cool, you jump $1,000 here. Let me get this.
Okay.
So,
she jumped in his arms. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
she jumped in his arms, and then did I hear you say that he then grabbed her bottom?
No, it's just somebody's holding you.
He was holding her up.
Yeah, you have to hold her.
Okay, got it. He's holding her up. There's the visual. Okay.
So the picture's up there now. You can see it. Now, I will say I saw, I think like 2 different or 3 different pictures with the same caption. Right. So I don't know which one is which. I saw this one, then I saw another one with another girl saying the same thing where the man left his. So I'm not sure which one is which, but we're going to use this one. So don't write it in. If anybody has any problem with this, it's the wrong picture, right? Leanne.little at Yahoo. And we'll take it. So now, right here, this picture, what do you guys feel? Tell me what you think. Is it appropriate, inappropriate? Talk. Let's go.
I think you got to know your mate. Some people wouldn't find it inappropriate because they would say, "Oh, it's Chris Brown. It's not a big deal. She'll never see him again."
Really? Okay. Right.
Okay. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leanne. What do you think?
Pretty much. It's not like this is going to be an everyday occurrence. There's a shot of her hitting him up and things lead to a deeper situation.
There's not?
It's just a picture.
Okay. Go ahead, Bruce. What you got?
And to add on to that, sometimes, when we have these celebrity crushes, we lose our minds. We lose our minds for a moment.
Right.
Temporary insanity.
Pay attention.
I've had that happen to me, so I know what that feels like.
Fellas, so somebody was grabbing your butt like that?
No, not that, but I saw the celebrity. Long story short, I knocked kids over and all to go get my book signed by them in the school. So I didn't think I'd react like that, but you never know.
Okay.
And it's not like he's caressing her butt.
No,
he's actually a little under it.
So
right.
You know, I was listening to something and it was like very interesting. I look at it this way. They were looking at it as, first of all, we'll look at the double standards of things, because most like obviously it wouldn't happen this way, right? So if you had a male crush, he's not going to be even picking her, whoever the artist was, right? So it probably wouldn't happen that way, the opposite way, right? But someone was saying that she's really making herself super duper available to him. So if she's attractive, and if he was like, I want to take this one down, it could have happened, right? She definitely put herself in a position to say, like you guys said, this is my crush. Whatever for my crush. So I could see it being a thing where like you are actually offering yourself up to this person.
But does it mean that she would take it to the next level?
You guys
Just
said
because
that
she
it's your crush.
wanted.
It's your crush. You act differently. Different things apply because, like, and I heard someone say, "Well, that's a star. It's different rules apply." I don't necessarily think so. I think that if I feel like he would. I'm like, if that's like kind of Bruce saying that's my crush. Cool, go ahead, go get your book signed. But if Ruth was getting her book signed while he was holding her like this,
Wasn't nobody holding nobody.
it changes things, right? It's okay to have a crush and you still should be respectful for the person you're coming home to. I wouldn't think that's okay. If you got a man at home, because it doesn't really make a difference. Chris Brown.
Yeah. I mean, but should he have broken the engagement? Is that extreme? Instead of talking to her about his feelings about it?
We can't tell people how to react when they feel slighted, disrespected, or whatever the case may be. Like, think about it. This is not just even now. You're everyone's seeing this. She disrespected you in public. You know what I mean? That yes. I don't. If you cannot, importantly, do I really want to be with you? So yeah, it's definitely a reason for breaking off the engagement. I mean, it's just funny, man. They got a lot of things they want to let slide. Like he could have just talked to her and said, "Well, next time, don't." Like, where's where's her respect for the relationship in that moment? You got a man at home. You think that's okay?
She lost her
That's
mind.
what people were saying about Keke Palmer, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. They're celebrities." And in that situation, she does have an opportunity to be with that person.
Right. Well, and so I can't remember what she did. Was she just dance with them? I can't remember her. I think
yes, I think so.
She did dance with
them. Right, God, she was dancing with them, right?
All up on each other, yeah.
All up on each other.
But that's dancing for some people. Like, I don't look at dancing to be that, right? Dancing to me is performative, right? Especially if you're in the Caribbean, it's performative. If you're even some Latin dances, some dances you dance close together.
And she was grinding up on her shit.
But that's how we dance, though. Especially that's how people dance. It's not the red rooms no more. Like people dance
but
that way.
But is that disrespectful to her man?
So again,
disrespectful?
I wouldn't necessarily think it was, because dancing is just dancing to me. Because I dance, so I wouldn't necessarily look at it as being disrespectful because they were just dancing.
Would you? So instead of that picture, if she was backed up on him with his hands on her waist,
I would have no problem with that.
When you grinding,
I would have no problem with that. No,
but him holding her up still.
Okay, so you're telling me, listen, you picking somebody up and you dance with somebody.
I think when you're grinding on somebody, you're making.
No, you're not.
I mean, it's the friction, the action. It's a little
did
different than just a pose.
We did it at every club. You do it with strangers when you dance. Sometimes you might dance with somebody for a song. So dancing to me is very different. They kind of had a relation. They kind of knew each other too, right? Usher and Kiki. It's not like they were total strangers. They kind of knew each other. It was kind of play. We did the same thing with Alicia Keys.
If they had a crush, she is more likely to be able to get in contact with him.
Well, first of all, if that was the case, if they knew each other, if they knew each other, they could have been in contact with each other. That dance wouldn't have been. So that dance wouldn't matter either way.
That's just confirming for her boyfriend, maybe confirming,
but there was not.
That there's something happening there.
So if you,
or they're getting an opportunity to do something which embarrassed him in public.
Well, no, I get what he's saying. He could be upset by her embarrassing him, what he feels like embarrassed him in public, right? He can, but I'm just saying, for me, dancing is not an issue, right? Okay. First of all, especially because you're dancing in front of everybody. It's not like you're sneaking off in a corner to do this. It's in front of everybody. So I see it.
So
You're not
everybody
hiding.
see them grinding on your girl and rubbing her butt
Right.
and
But he didn't rub her butt.
huh?
Oh, he was
didn't do
in
that.
there. He was in there.
No, I'm
she
off
did
of
not
that.
rub
I'm
her
off of
butt.
that.
He
I'm
kept his
talking
hands
about
up here.
you. I'm off of that. I'm talking about you
Oh.
saying dancing is okay. So
It is
if
okay.
they're in the
Because
middle of the
listen,
club
God,
and they're
because I do
grinding
it.
and he
Listen,
got his hands up under her
yes.
booty while she's
Listen.
grinding on her, that's okay.
I do it. Right? I can never tell you not to do something I do.
All right,
Oh,
that's
so
what's
I
up
do it.
then.
Yeah, I do it.
That's
So
what's up.
again, I dance. So I don't think it's not to me inappropriate because it's in the dance. Like, you know, and if you up there, you grabbing the titty and you've been extra. You know what extra is, right? But I dance all the time.
When do you call it extra though? What if your girl is like, that's
again,
not extra him rubbing my titties? That's fine.
Cool. And I'm like, well, you're right. It is fine for you. And it's fine for you to be looking for another person. Right?
See?
So, right. Like, so it is fine.
But
that's
then
what
you
I'm
make a good point. But he makes a good point that
it's still subjective.
wait. The point being, I don't ever fully agree with you. So wait. The point being that every man has a different level of what disrespect is to them. That's what I'm hearing.
What I said. It's really right. Okay. Bruce, it's up to, like I said, for me, dancing wouldn't be a deal breaker, nor would the picture. But the picture wouldn't offend me either.
Okay.
Personally, the picture would not offend me either. That's
so like
for me
saying,
personally.
you have a level of offense, right? You have a certain level that would offend you, is what I'm.
No, yeah, but there's some. But I mean, first of all, I paid for the picture. I think you're gonna do some monkey shit. I think you're just paying $1,000 to go take a picture with somebody. I think it's stupid. So you did it to me anyway, right? But so I'm just letting you take the picture. I'm not tripping over the picture. I'm not that dude. I don't trip over much anyway. There's not much unless there's really some real stuff going on that I'm tripping over, right? So the dance, I'm not really tripping over. The picture, that picture, I was like, okay, she hugging, like I said, kind of like you guys said, it's just a picture. And if she want to double back, cool, let her double back. If I find out, I'm gonna be out. If I don't find out, what I know will hurt me. Okay. But I'm not. I wouldn't trip like that because again, I know about it. I said you can do it, right? And if we didn't put any parameters involved in the beginning, then how can I tell you went too far when I said you can do this?
Right.
So,
okay.
yeah.
That's fair.
And it's a picture. And from my understanding, it's a line of people. It's not like you're in a room by yourself either. It's not like one person's doing it. It's a lot of people doing it. You know, it'd be different if this was a picture at his house. You know what I mean? This is at Chris Brown's house and she had to go there. That might be different, but this is in front of a lot of people. I personally wouldn't trip, but I can understand someone feeling a way about it. Yeah, and I can see again. So if it was, these double standards are crazy. If it was reversed and the man had, the girl jumped up and it was his favorite superstar, she was in his arms, he was holding her. Would you guys feel the same? You'd be like, it's just a picture.
It's just a picture.
It's just a picture. It's nothing. It's just like
I believe Leanne. Look, wait. I'm sorry. Ruth didn't say nothing yet. Ruth couldn't fix her mouth and say that. Not
Lee.
It's like when at the Janet Jackson concerts when she picks the guy to come on stage and she grinds on them and all that type stuff. You know,
it's not like that. That's different, Leanne. Meaning in the sense that if you were married, would you want your husband out there doing it? That's the question.
I mean, that would be his pass.
Huh? What you say, Neil?
I said, if you got picked, go for it. It's only a dance. Like, I would look at it as a dance.
Right. I wouldn't trip too much. Now, if they went in the back, that'd be different. The screen came down and like we're taking intermission. The shirt was all twisted up.
Everybody has a different level.
Right. If I can see you, we're okay. As soon as I can't see you, that changes everything. Like you go back to a room or something. Like, hey, I'm gonna go back here and Nah, we ain't going back to the room. Out of my life, I'm just letting you know. If I can't see you,
no backstage passes for you, huh?
Nah, backstage being backstage. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So would that change for you, Leanne, if they did go backstage afterwards?
Yeah, that would change things.
Right. Yeah. See, once the picture that you was fine because a lot of people, a lot of cameras, everybody. But once you got to do something different, once something deviates, once it look a little different, once I see you pull your phone out, I'm smacking that shit up to him. The whole place up.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That is very interesting. So let's get to the topic tonight. Let's get to the topic. We were talking about sexual harassment. And is there some double standards in sexual harassment? Is there some double standards? Like, is it different? Or even in a sense, if the person's attractive, does it make the sexual harassment different? Say it was your crush and he grabbed your butt. Would you feel differently than it was some dude named Ralph? Ralph Wade. When you like, oh, it's this Chris Brown.
He ain't mean nothing.
Right. Hoping that's something. Or would you? Or would that, so it doesn't matter who actually is doing because you can't harass the willing, right? If you're willing, it's not harassment. Accepting, it's not harassment, right? It's only harassment.
Is it?
I think it's only harassment if you're being harassed. If you accept it, that's not harassment. But not your ass like, hey, that's not harassment. It's only harassment. Like, what you doing? Get your hands off me. That sounds like harassment.
What if you're too shocked to say it? What if you're too shocked at that moment? Does that still count?
That's different. That's different because that goes back to the I don't know his name, the guy from Power, the young boy.
Yeah.
Power
It goes back to him not speaking up. Yes.
You saw how he was very uncomfortable. He was kind of moving. He was laughing because the joke, but even his laugh wasn't a laugh like everyone else. It was kind of it was that nervous kind of what is going on.
Right.
So again, that's a problem. And I think it's also problematic that no one else really picked up on it. No one else really saw he was very uncomfortable with the situation and said, hey, chill out. No one even told them to do that, right? And then furthermore, my other thought is like, what made her think that was okay? Right? Why? Because when you just go up and start grabbing somebody's, that you don't really know. What made her feel like that was the thing to do in that time?
I think that is the part of the double standard that women think that all men are open to a sexual encounter with them.
Oh,
okay, that is true. Right. Right. So maybe because I was like, wow, where they do that at? I'm gonna go over there.
Right, or that they should be flattered by that or whatever. That hey, I'm interested in that part. Yeah, not okay.
That was kind of crazy. Like, she just did it like it was normal. It wasn't. Very interesting. So I guess things that, but it makes sense though because even in the workplace, right? If a woman compliments a man, it usually isn't looked at as sexual harassment. But if you say something like, hey, your breasts look nice today, they're going to say that's sexual harassment. I don't know why.
Well, we got to say your dress. Can we say your dress or,
But it ain't your dress.
Your shoes.
Those boobs sitting up right today, girl.
Right.
Them girls looking good today.
I said, your breasts are looking really nice today.
And then you repeat it?
Maybe because they didn't hear it. Is that offensive? That sexual harassment,
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Totally.
And it's really interesting because, it's really, I think something that like really women are ones who are arbitrators on what is sexual harassment, right? Because they kind of say what it is for the most part, because men don't really speak up a lot. Just this week at work, people were talking about, oh my God, you look so, you look thin, you look little. You're skinny, your arms used to be a lot bigger, your chest was bigger. I'm like, dang, I wonder if I said that to a woman, I get away with it.
No, probably not.
Hey, did you lose some weight? Your breasts don't look as full as they usually look. Would that be sexual harassment?
Floor
And it was
3,
crazy
remove
because
him.
right, and I'm just it's the same conversation. It's just switched. Same thing, you know. And how's that okay? Leah, how much is your job? Is there sexual harassment at your job?
Is there sexual harassment that go on at my job?
Yeah. Like, hey, the Reeves is fitting really good.
Them coveralls is in all the right spots.
You work in coveralls.
Not so much, really.
Like that.
Not so much.
You
really.
coveralls covering good today.
Right. So this is my other question: can it be a? I mean, obviously it can be, but it wouldn't be looked at that as much because usually, like, hey man, chest looking good, working out, man. I don't know if anybody would trip off of that. You know, I don't know if you trip off of that. And I don't know women like, hey girl, your butt look good. I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would necessarily feel a woman would feel that way if another woman said that. I don't know. I can't speak for women.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. Just a compliment. Like, girl, them jeans is fitting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, if her sexual orientation was something that was different than yours, then maybe would you feel a way if she said it then? Right? Now, does it become sexual harassment due to the orientation of the person? So if you go for, if you feel you go for a straight, it's okay. But if you feel the other person isn't, now that compliment becomes sexual harassment. It really is about how the person feels, right? It's the person who's receiving whatever. It's how they feel. It's not your intending in the workplace, at least. Not how you intended it. You know what I mean? Because when I said, hey, your breasts are looking really good today, I really meant they were looking good. It was no sexual nature at all. But now people are going to feel some type of way. What kind of world are we living
in? Oh, wow.
Try and prove that you didn't mean anything sexual.
Right. That's the problem. They get all serious about it. You just trying to be nice. Like, girl, they tell you to lose some weight. Your breasts are smaller. While I'm looking, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit there. But so, well, the definition. Do you have the definition up, anybody? Harassment. I know who's had posted it in the group. I think.
Yeah, it was posted in our
okay.
I think I put it in there. It's in our chat.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing it. Thanks for bringing it.
You're so welcome.
It really helps. It really helps the program in the group. It really helps in the group.
You didn't say bring it and put it in the
group chat. It really helps. See, this is why we need to hash things out, and Leanne's trying to rush us every week.
Let me all this labor.
But so, hey, Doc, sexual harassment, especially today, or the things it needs to be brought up younger and younger, I believe, right? So is there,
of course,
because it's taken more serious today than in the past.
Yeah,
before
people are talking about sexual harassment in elementary school. Like if a little boy kisses a little girl, some parents are becoming very upset about those kind of interactions. Right. And you have to warn your kids because they are becoming more serious about it. Back in the day, I remember we could smack girls' butt and run. These things were kind of playful, even though now looking back at it, was definitely harassing sexually. But today you can get a charge for that. You know, you can be 9, 10, 11 years old, smack somebody, you can get in trouble for touching someone unwanted, someone that they can claim. So other people listen, you keep your hands to yourself. Yeah, especially since people are, most parents are talking to their kids about body safety, who can touch you or not. And, that could be really offensive to a kid who knows that no one should be touching them in an inappropriate way.
Right. So let's say sexual harassment is any unwanted sexual behavior that makes someone feel intimidated, scared, offended, or humiliated. It can be physical, verbal, or non-verbal. and can include a range of actions from verbal transgressions to sexual abuse or assault. I mean, it's crazy because, you know, good old sexual harassment back in the day, you see a girl walk by, like, that was okay. That was like, hey,
visual, verbal, and physical. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you can't even do that anymore. Like, that was the stamp of approval. Back in the day, I was on fire. I was good.
Yes, the cat call and all of it. Yes.
I mean that. Whew, I mean, some people didn't get it. They were offended. They didn't get it. So, again,
they were offended. They didn't get it.
Right. Listen, sometimes these things are an acknowledgement. Like when you go out and have a good outfit on, you want someone to acknowledge you sometimes. You want to be like, hey, you know, I look good today. And you feel good. And someone acknowledges it, like, damn, girl, you looking good. Yeah, that feels good to get that, right? You know, that shirt, the arms looking kind of nice. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, it feels good sometimes to get those type of compliments. But again, like some people just go too far, you know.
It's too far. That's the piece.
Yeah, like, and what's too far too? It's tough, and I really believe too far is a lot of times depends on how you look. Ugly people don't have a long leash to be. They automatically sex harassment as soon as they say something. The uglier you are, as soon as you say something, it's sex harassment. Like, damn, that's what you mean. Why don't you go ahead somewhere and check yourself? Like, ugly people don't have the advantage of even giving the benefit of the doubt. Let's talk about it. If someone attractive gives you a compliment, like, damn, girl, you looking good in them jeans. That may not feel as bad as somebody ugly, like, girl, if you don't take your cockeyed self somewhere else and mind your business. Talk about it. Sexual harassment usually continue, even the ones that kind of some of the big ones we've seen in the stars, the wine scenes and all that, they look disgusting. Right? They had to use their power to get something. Usually, like we haven't heard much about Brad, like what some people like Brad Pitt. You haven't heard anything about Brad Pitt. Like not much. Puffy, look at Puffy. His mouth can't close. I see why. Your mouth open all day. You gotta do different things. I'm just saying.
So now you're going to tell us that harassment is based on looks? I can't.
I believe so. Like I said, if you had Chris Brown was, or whoever your people is, and they say something to you, you may receive it differently than someone who you don't want to receive it from. You know, that people can do that work who say, hey, you look good, Doc. That's going to be offensive. Why are you looking at me anyway? Don't look at me. Close your eyes when I come around. Right? It's different sometimes, contingent on, not always, but I'm saying that if the beautiful girl at work or wherever you're at in the supermarket, she's like, hey, your lips. What is that? What do you have on your lips? They look amazing. I'm like, you know, it works out, right?
But wait, Daryl.
Your lips, I'm like, don't get away from me. Get away from me. Holy water. You know, I'm trying to get away from me. So
we have to separate, Daryl. Hang on. We got to separate compliments from sexual harassment. Because there's a thin line at times. There can be a thin line.
We can't separate it because what I'm saying is that they said it depends on you how you feel about whatever someone's doing to you.
Right, so right. But within you have to know your own boundaries of, okay, I feel like that was a compliment versus a creepy harassment statement.
But again, depending who gives it, sometimes it will feel different.
Excuse me. Right?
It will feel different from someone you want it from someone that you find attractive, that maybe you want that attention. It may not feel like that. It may not feel like that. You know, it may feel like, oh, hey, flirty.
Do you think environment matters too? Like if you're walking down the street versus in your office?
Well, again, it's the same thing. I mean, depending on how good she looks. If she looks really good, it might not be as much. It might not be that sensitive. It's tough because I think that even in the office is worse almost than someone maybe just walking down the street because you got to see this person all the time. So now that interaction, it could be one interaction, but now if you got to hide from them, or they make you're uncomfortable when they come in the room, depending on what was said, how you took it. I think seeing somebody at work could be a lot different, even if it's one interaction. One interaction. But it's tough sometimes, and I don't speak for men, and this is why I don't speak to anybody, because anything you say can be sometimes looked at a certain way. It can be. So I don't try to make any compliments on anything, not even in the work, like, oh, that's a nice color shirt. What you mean it's a nice color shirt? Huh? Never mind.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
You can't. And I even remember. So they were doing this was a couple of years ago. They were talking about the dress code, and a lot of times in the summertime, people forget and they're wearing like things that are too cut too short for women and things that are too tight. And I remember one of the male supervisors. They were saying supervisors don't say anything, then other supervisors can tell on that supervisor, they get in trouble. But the one man, I'm not saying anything to anyone. I'm not gonna say a shirt was cut too low, even if it was. You put me in a position where you're gonna have me in trouble, right? He said, so I'm never doing it. I don't care what you have. Right? And I agreed to that. I get it, because as soon as you say something, it's like, well, he was looking at me. And you can't say you weren't, because you said the shirt was cut too low. So it does become tricky in that sense, because it's like, how do we navigate? That's why you just look up. You walk around like, hey, Judy, how you doing? I'm looking up at the tail, don't get in trouble.
It is that bad. You're right.
It's very, especially today, everything is so sensitive. Everything is so sensitive. And anything you say or do can be misconstrued as something else, and that's the other thing. And you can't do or say anything without you either being on the side, being opposite. If you agree with it, it's a problem. You say nothing, it's a problem. Love is dope shirt could be a problem, right? You can't say love is dope.
You're right. Depending on who's reading it and what they.
Right.
You're right.
She do drugs, and she said love is dope. She does. Wait, what?
Exactly.
Oh my! I can't how to get that. Now she loves dope.
Maybe somebody could say it's visual harassment.
They even say depending on what you're doing with your friends. If you say you smack your girl in the butt at the office, could be offended.
Yes. Other people can.
You guys sexually harassed me.
Yeah.
Your sexually harassment of her bothers me.
I did not want to see that. Exactly.
I did.
Yep.
Hugging people in the office, hugging people, your friends in the office, could be a problem.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Like he squeezed her too tight. Her breasts were pressed against his chest, and it's pelvic. Why are you talking like that? Why you like that? So you excited right now, But so and harassment really could be a lot. We had a black and white cake at work, and some girl said, "I don't like white cake." A white woman went and said she was harassing her.
Oh wow!
Saying she didn't like white cake. She was talking about white people.
Really?
Wow!
Wow! Interesting.
Wow!
I said, boom.
Yeah.
How do we get there? How do we get there? She just said cake. You know what I mean? She just ate. It's interesting, So, but it's really, but that's how she felt, and they have to take it serious, and that's the other thing.
Yes,
any complaint you have, they have to take serious, or they can get in trouble for not addressing whatever was the said offense.
And you leave yourself and your office open to lawsuits.
Very true.
No, I know for me, they were telling me they need to see my face in the office, and I said I feel like that's sexual harassment. They said get out of my office, and they left me alone. They haven't bothered me since. That was like September.
Oh my goodness.
So, like you telling me you need to see my face was a problem. I felt uncomfortable about it. So, what you said? I don't think you can say that.
And you're right. The key word is uncomfortable. Once you say that made me uncomfortable, everything's out there.
You don't even have to say it. Once you just say it, once you feel it. You see somebody do this, you know you're in trouble. They got me again. All I said was your butt looked nice in those jeans. I didn't say you got a fat ass. I said your butt looked nice. I'm trying to be politically correct.
Yeah, they need to haul him in. Haul him in.
Yeah, for real.
Keep him in the office, please.
Well, yeah, even using wrong terminology is a problem. Right? You know, wrong terminology for something. You know, misgendering someone or saying something to someone that, you know, jokes. Jokes are a problem.
Yes.
Jokes are a problem. You know, so it's tough.
Wow.
You know, and like I said, it makes it. It's making our communication almost limited because you really can't say anything to anybody.
Yes.
You have to go before you say anything. For me, you really have to think about what you want to say and think about how it's going to be interpreted. How could it be interpreted? And then I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say, I'm going to honor this. I'm going.
Yes.
Because sometimes you don't want to just say anything. If people just use anything. There was a girl who put up something for breast cancer. And it gave a how-to on how to search for lumps in your breast.
Okay.
And she put it in her cubicle because she had dealt with it. I'm not sure. She got called down because they said she had a breast in her cubicle. And it was
oh my gosh! Wow.
Are you serious?
Right. Independent of the content. So it goes to show it's not about the what you're putting in there, it's how the other person interprets.
You
know?
Wow.
You know, so and the worst part about it, the person could have came and said, "Hey, listen," but they didn't do that. They go and bump it up and try to make the whole thing about it. It's interesting. So it's just it's scary today. You know, it's scary because you don't know where you're going to. You don't know what's going to be deemed, especially for men. I don't know. I can't speak for women, so I'm not saying it's not for women, but it kind of is because we are not, you know, we're not really the ones who say we've been sexually harassed. It happened to me at a couple jobs. One woman got fired for sexually harassing me, but I didn't tell.
You being serious? You being serious now?
I'm being 100% serious.
Wow.
So, but I didn't say anything. I didn't really. It was kind of what was being said about me behind my back. It got to management, and then they pulled me in. Like, look, she's saying, da. I'm like, well, look, I didn't really know anything, and they let her go.
Wow.
My section got my fire. Get up out here. Get up off your ladies.
Oh, Lord.
But it was interesting because, like I said, whoever she was talking to went to management and said, look, she's talking about him. So it wasn't like I brought it to anybody's attention. I was brought in on it. And they were like, you know, and I knew the girl. She was cool, I thought. But they're like, no, they're saying this, that, or next. And, you know, it's looking crazy. And they had to let her go.
Wow.
And she was making a couple out of the job. She was a scientist at a pharmaceutical company I worked at.
And they would let somebody go like that without a full-blown investigation of it? I guess that's just the policy, right?
I don't know how much investigation was done before. They had all I know, they brought me in there. Someone said something, they brought her in, they talked to her, they must have asked her questions, and they brought me in just to see, I guess. I'm like, no, that's right. I'm not really, I know her. I don't know her. Right. Like, okay, thank you. And I guess if I would have said I knew her, maybe it was different. Or whatever it was, got her up out of there.
Interesting.
Wow. So someone else heard it?
Whoever she was talking to.
Okay.
So some type of way about how she was talking to the person about, I guess, just Right. So maybe it's like one of them like, oh, he got fat ass. Maybe something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the person she told on her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the person she told liked you and told on
Liked
her.
you. That's what I'm
to
saying.
get her out of there.
Yes,
To get rid
my
of the
competition out.
competition.
Yes, Doc. I was thinking that, Doc. There's a whole conspiracy here.
Uh-huh. You gotta get voted off the island. Only a strong survive.
I was wondering, Doc. Yeah, there's more.
It's funny for me because I remember feeling so weird. So like I'm involved in this. Right? I didn't really know how to. I felt weird. Like they bring you in the office, talk to some woman that you really don't know, and then it just felt weird. It was like this.
Of course,
this is weird.
Yeah, it happens to men too.
It does. Like we don't really say much, or sometimes we don't pick up on it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, you look really good in that shirt. Your muscles really pop. I would just think, oh, that guy been working out. I wouldn't look at it as right. I wouldn't see it as if. But when I say it to a woman, I can hear it all. Like, yo, your breasts looking good in that shirt. I hear it differently. I say, wow, yes. To a woman like that. So even in my mind, the double standard is there. I wouldn't trip it. Even to my homie, like, yo, bro, you been working out? Yo, your arms looking good. Like, but I wouldn't necessarily say that to a woman. I would feel like, ooh, can't do that. You know what I mean? Even though I'm squatting, your ass is looking great. I know I can't do that. That's not what.
No.
That's not what you do with it. You know what I mean? But even it's a big movement now where women are sexually harassing men with beards, and they're trying to. The beard sexual harassment is going crazy. Your beard is really good. I want to sit on it. See, it's the sit on the part that really makes it a problem. Like and the women.
Oh my!
Women don't understand it. That it's a problem, so they're really trying to do something about that. That's a new movement. Men are starting to come forward. This beard against sexual harassment.
Wild. It's wild.
Right.
Now they've been saying
stuff anything about that.
No, I have no clue what you're talking about.
They've been saying stuff about Kevin Hart recently too. I wonder how he feels about. It just popped up on my Instagram where he was on vacation with his family, his wife, in her bathing suit. He's in his bathing suit. He's got all these muscles going on, right? But a lot of the women were saying that they saw his privates saying hello, and in the pictures, and it just went crazy with that comment. And I'm thinking, how does he feel? I mean, he was really just taking pictures with his family on vacation, but it was pretty bad. The comments there were pretty bad. That's sexual harassment to me. Even though I blew it up to say, what they talking about? Just to find out what they were talking about.
Hey, Roger,
research.
Here she's blowing up penises to look at them. Roger,
but how is he feeling? All seriousness.
Wait, no, we have a whole nother question. Is it okay to blow up pictures to see body parts? If you walk in on Roger blowing up, like, look at these titties. They're big on the screen.
I had to make sure I knew what I was talking about, but he was taking family pictures, and that's just, it went crazy.
He's taking family pictures. You looking at penises. Ruth is wild, guys. I see.
I didn't do it. I'm just telling you what happened. So it made me think of it.
Did you blow a picture?
Did you blow a picture? Small. I wear glasses when I'm looking at it. And they were pretty accurate about what was going on, but that wasn't the focus. That wasn't the focus of the picture.
Ruth, these comments were bad. They were talking about the private parts you're showing. Ruth also, I enlarged the picture to see it. What are we doing here? Yeah, no, that's definitely. So it's weird because I mean, it definitely can be sexual harassment, right? Or it could be like, hey, why you wearing your tight pants, your thing is showing. Are they just informing him? A couple times at work, I know they did a meeting and they said they tried to think my pants were tight. I don't know what they're talking about. Leanne?
Mhm.
Leanne, let me hear what you got to say.
Something at a staff meeting, they were like, well, we see his thing all the time because his pants so tight. I don't know how my name got brought up. And I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. Okay, I think that
You had 75 cents in your pocket one time, I know.
I don't wear tight pants.
2 dimes and a nickel.
Leanne's lying a lot. She makes things up.
Dang.
She just makes things up for free.
Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous.
Hey, that's some tight.
Wow.
Very interesting. I don't wear tight pants. All my pants are extra, extra large. I think it's 95. Okay.
Oh man.
Can't believe this, Leanne. How could you? How could you, Leanne?
Oh,
We're supposed to be better than this.
Oh man.
But yeah, so we definitely need to talk about children with it. And if we start teaching people to come forward earlier, I think it may not be as rampant as it is right now. I think it's everywhere. Maybe every industry you have that dynamic, and people use whatever they, maybe sometimes the status, whatever, to, to do things with people. So we have to, talk to it and speak to it so people can speak up, because it's so many people it's happening to. And again, right, see a lot of people speaking up right now that these things happened to 15 years ago, 20 years ago. That's crazy to carry that around. And how did it alter your life?
Yeah.
Right? Sexual harassment can really change who you are or how you view others. You become more guarded. You don't let people in. You're like, I'm not going to get close to anybody anymore. So it's tough, or even the worst sexual assault. That. And I think we talked about that earlier this year, where I know a lady who started dating, said she wasn't dating anybody, started dating, everything seemed nice, guys coming over fixing stuff. Then one day he came over and just assaulted her.
Wow.
And she's real messed up now. She's afraid to be with anybody because she's afraid to get close to them. I don't want that to happen again.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. And it's scary. So that's something that, as a man, you don't worry about as much. But I can only imagine women going out with people that first date, when you meet somebody, second date, and then I guess it's not as soon as you get. Can you ever really get comfortable if you really think about it? Because anytime this person can become that animal who you don't think they are going to be that person, So it's very difficult. And as a man, you don't think about these things a lot of times. Not many times a woman's going to really overpower. And if I think she can, I'm not dating her. So.
Or you sometimes men aren't conscious enough to realize that's what's happening, and that if a woman is saying, I don't want to meet you at your house, or I don't want to go somewhere where it's just us, instead of taking offense, they should take it as she's just being cautious. I really don't know what has happened to her in her life. Let me go slow.
Yeah, I'm saying thank you for letting me know that you have some baggage I don't want to deal with.
It's not.
What you mean? I don't have to deal with it if you got baggage. That means it's gonna take even longer to get some now because you got free baggage. So you start in those conversations, she's been through the ringer. I'm cool.
But that could still be a good mate for you if you were being a kind man.
They can't be a good mate if they're not doing what I need them to do. What are you talking about? A good mate is considered upon a person that meets your needs. Again, this is the problem, Ruth. Your way of thinking is that I'm looking for the best in people. They could be. No, I'm going with what you're presenting. We got to go off what you present.
Just because she want to be safe? She just wants to be safe. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know you.
But to be honest, usually people become safe after something unsafe happens.
True, but it's life experience, Daryl. So
right. So, but what I'm saying is that, but that means that trauma now may make her hold things back. She may be very apprehensive to everything. To
maybe initially, but have some patience. Maybe initially.
Why? I have patience. There's a whole bunch of people in the world. This ain't the only person in the world. So she might need to get therapy, or he may need to get therapy before they're ready to move on. So don't waste my time right now. I'm almost a nice and dry penis because you had some trauma.
On that note, it's been a good time, y'all.
Right.
Last words.
Oh my God.
Yo, I gotta run off the thing. You didn't say nothing. You go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ruth, what's wrong with it?
Ruth is not on your
we
side.
went from a conversation about safety. I'm not on your side. We went from safety, which makes perfect sense, to I'm wasting my time with a person with trauma. That makes no sense, what you just said.
So you said I should be the person that deals with your trauma? That's what you're saying?
No, you should understand though her safety.
No,
you should
I do
understand her need.
I understand you need somebody who wants to deal with your trauma. I don't. Just like any relationship you get into, you don't have to get in a relationship just because somebody got trauma and now you're necessarily responsible for that.
No, but the chances are whomever you're with is going to have some baggage / trauma.
Right. So you can pick the baggage you want to deal with.
So that's not what you want to do.
You may not want to deal with. From the beginning, I don't want to deal with baggage. Well, that baggage. That's like saying, well, you find out they do drugs. Well, you got to deal with it. Work through the drugs with them. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, there's some people that are okay out there. There's some people that are maybe have dealt with their trauma or been through counseling or something. It's okay to look for somebody who's healed or in the process of healing. That's okay too. Okay. Huh?
Or healing in the process of.
I would say healing, right? It's okay. It's okay. But if you have your red flags or you have your non-negotiables in the beginning, and if you find some things that you don't like, get out. You don't stay in and hope things get better because you're already in the beginning. In the beginning is when you have no skin in the game. When I say, I'm gonna get it back. That sounds like
her wanting to meet in a public place. That's a red flag. She just wants to meet in a safe.
No. I said if you sometimes, like Doc said, when people start saying things like, I need other people to be around, and like you'll know the spiel that says that something has most likely happened to this person that makes them super apprehensive. Right. And I may not want to deal with it.
Okay.
Right. I may not want to deal with knowing again, just like I know where this is going to go. So the one girl that happened to, she was saying she was dating a lot and she was getting ghosted a lot for that reason. And she was very apprehensive. Everything had to be kind of in certain situations. And sometimes that feels constricted to the person who's trying to do things. Like say if you want to go canoeing. And it's you and that person, and they may feel super uncomfortable because now you're alone, you're on a boat, or you're in the woods, whatever it is, you got to drive the car, going with it. So now to me, I don't want to deal with that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the super restrictiveness. I want to be able to try different things. And again, within reason and time, but if it's always that, I'm going to eventually be like, no, this is not open enough for me. Right, it's not open enough for me because of whatever they're dealing with or whatever case. But as anything that comes along that maybe that could be problematic in the beginning, we'll get away from it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fine. I think it's absolutely fine to say I don't want to deal with such and such because you're not for me. That's not for me. I'm not a counselor. I can't. I can my own issues and working through. So.
Got it.
Jeez, I tell you, it's terrible. Every week saying that. Every time I say something, to be upset.
Every week we do this. Okay, got it.
Because you don't listen. If you really listen here, it's not moving off emotion. I do listen
and I do hear you.
No, you heard what you wanted to hear, and just like now I explain it, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's right.
Because I want to keep debating it. That's your feeling, and that's okay.
That's what it is. So
that's it.
That's what it is. You're right. Okay, people. When you meet somebody, you should deal with every baggage they come with.
That's not what
be your soulmate. That's exactly what you said.
I said the woman wants to be safe, like Doc said, for the first date or two. That to me doesn't mean trauma.
I don't know.
Next topic.
Most, I don't know. If you're going to, like you said, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. Probably something going on.
She don't know you yet. Okay, moving on.
Probably something going on if you're doing all that. Because most of the time, people are like, hey, let's try to do something. I mean, where are they trying to take you to? They're trying to take you. No, it's very interesting. I know a couple times, I think like maybe 2 years ago, I went somewhere. We met at the beach. We rode down to the beach. So like an hour drive. First time we met each other. Like an hour drive to the beach, sat on the beach, talk. It was fine. Again,
she was for the streets. That's why. No caution. Just don't caution to the wind.
I like that. Leanne, streets and the beach.
Leanne,
what you say? Nothing about safety, right?
This wasn't her first rodeo.
I love it.
No, it was a thing where I think, and actually, I went to camp. I'm not camp. Went to this, but another hour away. I think it was our second meeting. We went up to hiking together. Yeah, it might be the first time meeting or the second time we went hiking together. About an hour something drive, hiked for over an hour. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
You just making my case.
Nah, she was fine. I remember, what's the case? She was fine. She was fine. She said she like, I remember just afterwards. She's like, yeah, I had a knife with me. I'm like, what was that done? I took from you. You help me out if I needed to. But again, they didn't have the fear of thinking something would happen. Again, it can go both ways.
But that could be a red flag too, though, Daryl.
Okay,
that can be a red flag. That can be a red flag of trauma as well.
Okay,
someone who has no protective barriers, just like if you see, some people or children who have been assaulted, they are just open to everybody.
Right.
They put themselves in harm's way oftentimes because there's no discretion.
Right. True. Or like Ruth said, they're looking at me like he's an awesome guy. He could be my soulmate.
I did not say that. I didn't say that anywhere in the explanation. I did not say that.
Ruth, again, so before you speak, what you said was somebody could be your soulmate. That's why you would do things. You would hack it out. So I said they may be looking at me like he's a good guy, he's pretty cool. Let's try it out. Or like Doc said, it could be the lack of satisfaction, but I don't know. I mean, it worked out well. We got back. Listen, I was worried about what's going to happen. It's funny, even I had fear. No, really, because you're like, well, what if I go up here and she says something? Something goes wrong. She could say anything, and that could be a problem, right? So now, for me now, I do think this way, right? In the back of my mind, like, wow, I don't know if I want to go do that because what if we're up here by ourselves, say something happens, something goes wrong, whatever. She can come back and say anything.
Yes,
right.
Very much
and so. So things that I wouldn't have thought of before, now in the world is making me think twice about it. Right. So
and that's my point, Daryl. It's not necessarily based on trauma for you.
No, it's trauma. That's trauma now. Because I said it's not things I thought of before. But now all the things that happen.
Okay.
It's you see all the things that happen. You see people get in trouble for this, that, or the next. You see, the football player, Eagle player just now that he was was the Dick and Dash. He ordered an escort. He dicked and dashed. They said he ordered an escort. The Eagles guy. I didn't see the video, but she was chasing him down the hallway naked. I guess he had sex with her. I'm not sure what happened, but then he tried to run out on the building. And she was chasing him, and I think he got away. But now she's saying things like he did X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Yep. And they're like he received services he didn't pay for it. It's all type of things now. But these are things that are happening in the world that make you kind of think twice about, even as a man, how do I move? Or even when do you touch someone in the beginning? Right? When do I initiate a handhold, a kiss, anything.
Mm-hmm.
When do I do that? If I do it too fast, we look at it as crazy. When it's okay to touch the private parts, right? Because again, you do something too fast, that could be crazy.
Yep.
Even think about it. You could be having sex with someone and seem like everything's okay, but mentally or whatever, she's really not in it, or she did it she felt like something's going to happen. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She can leave and say, after had sex, can leave like, I did it because I was afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid. I thought he was bigger than me, physically dominate me. It started. I couldn't stop it because I thought something was going to happen.
Very true.
Right? So even now, I talk to my guys all the time. If you meet people, be careful. Make sure all that one night or a couple nights being fast can get you in trouble because it contingent upon her mindset, bro, you get in trouble. If there's some alcohol involved, bro, you can get in trouble. You know what I mean? She like, he gave me a little drink and I did it. I didn't really want to do it. Trouble. You know, if she wake up feeling like, oh man, I shouldn't have did it. Now she's in trouble.
Isn't that the rationale people were giving? And I don't know how much they talk about it now, but these consent forms that like celebrities talked about years ago. They had people sign a consent forms. Those kinds of
but
things.
remember,
I haven't heard about that much lately.
Well, because they don't work, right? I signed this under duress. Right? You can say I signed it under duress. He told him, I thought if I didn't sign it, something would happen to me.
Wow.
So it's really difficult because it becomes, like I said, how I feel. It's not what I did. Not what I did. I know I seen a guy in trouble because he was asleep and his friends were there and a girl came to see him, but his friends ended up having sex with her and it's on camera. But she's like, no, they kind of coerced me into doing it.
Oh wow!
And shit, the police come raid his house and everything. And he was like, I can have no more people at my house. Sometimes, so like Chris Brown, like that. People bring other people over. Somebody says something. Now you get in trouble. I think Tupac got in trouble the same way, right? Something like that. He said he was on the couch sleep whenever it happened to the girl. I don't think he said when he got locked up for it, the assault. I don't think he actually. I think he was just there. I don't know, but just being there in the wrong place could get you in trouble. So, and that's what's scary for men these days, right? We don't know the mindset of someone. Like I said, you could do it and feel good about it, but she could do it and not feel good about it. And as soon as she leaves, she go right to the police station. And guess what? They're coming back to get you. Now you have to prove that she didn't feel this way.
Yeah,
you know, scary stuff. Your life's in the hand of whoever tells the best story.
Wow.
So it definitely is scary, and that's something that we don't think about as much as men because we don't have anything to worry about. But that is something we do need to look out for, right? We do need to look out for what can be considered sexual assault, right? What can be considered sexual assault? You kiss her, you tuck her down there, and she may not have wanted it, but again, didn't feel like she could say it.
Yeah.
I remember one of my homies, he's little dude, about Leanne, like short, little, but he's real big, muscular.
The disrespect.
Let it slide. Let it slide, Leanne. Let it slide.
He was real big, muscular, and I remember he took his shirt off, and that was his thing, because it was, his body, and the girl just started crying. Like, he's gonna take it, and we were like, take what? But she was really afraid. Wow. She was really afraid. Don't leave the room. Don't leave me in the room with her. We all want to leave. Like, do not leave me with her. You know what I mean? So they all ended up leaving. We were mad at him because he messed our night up. But after he mad about me. But I get it after you see, like, yo, I'm not trying to get in trouble for this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what she could say. You didn't even hear she say anything. No, we're not doing that. So it made sense. And he didn't touch her anything. He just took his shirt off. And she was like, oh, he's too big. He will take it.
Wow.
But he will take it. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Very scary.
It is. It is. I'm just tired I'm tired of being sexually harassed. So I look, muscles are big. It's just ridiculous. I can't take this every day. Leanne, I don't know what you're laughing at. What's so funny? This is a serious topic, and you can't just laugh at it.
I mean,
Leanne, I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yeah, people's imagination is bold. You know what I'm saying? They start hearing and seeing things that's not really there.
This is why men do not come forward. This is why we don't come forward. When we come forward with the way we feel about the sexual harassment, we are made a joke of. They laugh at us. Look at Terry Crews. You too be sexual harassed. Like, is he? Even him mentally, he couldn't react.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he couldn't react due to the fear of losing things. He's like, these people in Hollywood. This person might have been in control of something that could have. So he felt like he couldn't say anything.
Right. Yes.
You know, he was in the subordinate.
It's not, you know, when there's that power differential.
Right. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, harassment does have a power differential. If it's man or woman, it's usually something that makes that person feel like they can do it with impunity. Right. Like, I can do this. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, your breasts look good, girl. Your nipples are showing. I'm just trying to help you out when I say that. That's not a sexual thing. I'm saying your nipples are showing. But that couldn't be a problem. Bruce, it's not funny. It's just, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yes, it is. At this point, it's funny. At this point, it is.
We should be able to talk about it. It's ridiculous. You have, hey, Leanne, it's your job. You have policies around it. You have training and stuff on sexual harassment, or they don't really have it?
Yes. We have policies.
There are many women at your job.
No, there's 3 of us.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And then we just got to that. Just hired 2 within a year.
Gotcha.
It's been me for the longest.
Isn't you doing all the sexual harassment for the longest? It's just you. Listen, I like that you're able to come out and let us know that you have a problem with sexual harassing the men at your job. I appreciate that.
Now we just make up what we want to hear. I think you need to go get checked. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about you, brother.
That's only because not a lot of good beers at her job. There's some good beers at her job. Because remember, staring is sexual harassment.
Yes.
If you stare at somebody,
staring can be. Or unwanted hugs. Yeah.
You know what? And it's funny. That's the big thing in churches today. Hugs, where they had to stop the men from hugging the women, right? Because you're hugging. You know, if you're comfortable, if you know people, maybe it's a little different. But you have the new people come, you're hugging on them, and you don't know them. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know their experiences, and that hug could be very off-putting. Right? It could be off-putting.
Yeah. I had that at a place of work, and I was like, every time I'm in this space, this person feels like they need to hug me. Like, you don't need to do that. And they were a superior in that workplace to me. And I'm like, why does he always make his way across the room to hug me? Just wave. It's good. So I had to really just make sure I was in a certain place away from him when we had these meetings, because that's what he was about. And it wasn't just me he was doing that to as I looked around. But I didn't want to take it all the way there. So I just made sure I removed myself. Because it didn't feel comfortable. After a while, it was like too much. Like, why? So sometimes it's just a hug and you feel weird about it.
And I think if you feel weird, it might be a reason to feel weird. Energy is real, right? And I think that, and like I said, it wasn't just you. This is what they did. No. And they might have, I know one gentleman would always hug or kiss the women at the job on that night. And I remember he would sneak up behind them, and I remember he tapped one girl on the shoulder, and she turned her head, bit on her lips. She was like, "Oh, that's my mouth."
Oh wow!
Wow. Yeah, that's too much.
Yo, when I said I screamed, "Well, that was my mouth. That was my mouth," and he just did it. And I don't know how true it was. They said he did it to what the women he thought was cute more. I don't know if that was true or not. But I know they wrote letters about him anonymously because he was his position. People didn't want to, I guess, offend by putting their name to it. So there was a lot of letters about him doing this thing. Like it was very widely known. You know, like when you see him coming, you would go the other way.
Exactly.
He did it to a lot of, like most of the women, you know, he did it to, and that was the thing. And, you know, you can't get into my head. I don't know if he was doing it, but he was just a hugger, toucher, like this, that's who he was, or was it something more? I always felt like it was something more, but that's just what I felt. You know, I just felt it was weird. I don't really like hugging people. If I know you that well, cool, but other than that, I don't stiff arm. But whoa, arm to the chest, like chill out. Really, you shouldn't be touching people like that. Right? You shouldn't. Like you said, there's people coming up to you hugging at work. Why? You know, we don't know each other that well. For me, I think a hug is something you should be on some type of level. Like you just don't hug anybody. I don't like people touching you anyway too much. So I'm like Leanne. We don't like being touched. Well, Leanne is a hugger. She's a hugger.
What?
Leanne is a hugger. Leanne is
you sound surprised by that.
I'm not. She's mad. I told her a secret. Leanne's a hugger. She's a big affectionate person. Call.
And again, it's not that not necessarily that you're not a hugger, because I consider myself a hugger with people I'm comfortable with and I know. But again, in the workplace, that's not necessary. I just felt it was unnecessary. And your inner trigger alerts you.
But you couldn't speak to it. That's the problem is you could not speak to it. Yeah. And it's like we get kind of, we don't want all of that. We don't want the attention, the drama. Just leave me alone. And you just don't say anything certain times, you know. And we have to, because even a woman was telling me where the guy kept complimenting her, but it was kind of like she felt kind of weird about it. And then he would email her, all have to basically email work, so your name will, hey, you look really good. And she's like, hey, listen, she spoke to him. This was great. She said, look, hey, thank you, but I don't need the compliments. He kept going. And to the point, she's like, look, do I need to forward these to my husband? I need to stop. But it took all that for him to stop. But so and it's changed a little bit, but that goes to, well, when do you stop the compliments? Right? When do you stop? Sometimes women don't, they say, oh, stop. But they kind of want you to chase more. Like, what is the protocol to that? It gets tricky sometimes. It should be the first time they say, no, you should stop.
Do they, though?
Yes.
That's what it should be. That's the rule. That's what it should be. But again, what you saying, do they really? Some do. Some don't want to seem like they for the streets when they really are. So they want to act different at work. They're gonna make you chase a little bit more. They're gonna make you chase a little bit more. They're gonna make you take them to lunch every day. Even though you can't go to dinners.
Oh boy. Oh wow.
So when is it? When do you stop telling this woman she's beautiful or bringing her flowers? Because that's also a form of sexual harassment. If I keep bringing you, giving you gifts, and stop. I don't want those. That's a problem. So really, the first time they say no, you should bail, right?
Yes.
Go to court. Get out of here. But what if that's your soulmate? You got to keep going, right? What if it's your soulmate? You just don't give up on your soulmate, right?
Well, if you're single and y'all are both feeling it, then give them a chance. Take the flowers. Say thank you.
Right. Even after she said no, right?
It might be.
Going to jail. The best.
Well, if she
once they say no once.
Depends how she said it.
How she said it. She can say, no, I'm done. Once they say no, anything after that is really unsolicited, right? You're really doing something that they said not to do, and you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
But that's tough.
That's true.
That's tough. Now, This goes for
That's
all the
true.
men in your inbox or all the women in your inbox. Same thing. That's harassment. That's harassment.
I was going to say about cyber harassment. That happens a lot.
Yes, that is harassment. And not only is it sexual harassment, but it's documented sexual harassment. Here it is right here. You wrote me 41 times today.
Right.
Today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you say, look, please, I'm not interested, stop, and you continue to do it.
Right. Block.
That's the problem. Right. And that's what I think you should do. And I don't know why more women don't do that. But they just let it go on for years. My sister had read up years, and somebody people writing for years. Hey, good morning. Hey, how you doing? Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. How you doing? How you doing? Then they be like, oh, bitch, you probably stuck up anyway. Then the next section is like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. After you say that, right?
Wow.
Are you people crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
You cut me out. I didn't say
that's
anything
a
yet.
block.
You're talking to yourself. Yeah. I hope this block I'm gonna be done with. But I don't know if people keep it around for entertainment. I don't know what would be the purpose, but but that's also a form of or unsolicited pictures, which now is definitely you can get charges for sending unsolicited pictures now. So if somebody sends you a picture or something inappropriate you don't want to see, go to the police station. Here's their name. They documented it for you. A nice gift wrap bow, nice little jail time for you. Here you go, sex harassment.
Wow.
So yeah, even pictures, depending what you're showing, sending people unsolicited could be problematic. So no more pictures. I'm not saying anybody here sending pictures. I'm just saying if you do, stop it.
I'm sending them pictures down. Sending them.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, I don't send pictures.
You're going down. Once she shows them, you're going down.
Yeah, I don't. My pictures will go up. Because they send them all over. But that's why I don't do it. I feel like you got everybody can see this. You know what I mean? It's only for a select few. 100. You know? It's only a select few hundred.
Here we go. A few hundred.
Man, you stop sending pictures, Lan? Because Leanne be sending pictures.
No, Leanne don't. Now.
Leanne be sending pictures of her hand to people. She on from handfetish.com. She sending pictures of her hand. That's how she make money on the side.
Oh my goodness.
No.
You gotta watch.
Is there a rule about that in the single world? Is there a rule about that in the single world? Like how long you've been communicating with a certain person, maybe sending pictures to each other, or people like to stay away from that, or what's the rule?
I don't know. I've never sent pictures. That's never been my thing. But from my understanding, a lot of women say they get unsolicited pictures from men all the time. All the time.
Oh, unsolicited. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even. It's not even. They don't have to know you really.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's that. I'm hearing so much, and I'm like, stop. I thought people were like just over exaggerating this, but no. Most women I see or spoke to, they said like they receive pictures unsolicited all the time.
And it's so easy because it's not limited to your cell phone. So it's not just they can send pictures on Facebook, they can send pictures on Instagram, whatever social media platform that you're on, people can send you, those direct messages.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't know. I always ask, and everybody says, I think women lie, that they said this doesn't work, right?
What?
They said that these pictures don't work. These men say these pictures, they don't work. But why do they keep sending them if it's not working? It has to work somewhere. Somebody has to be accepting these pictures and be like, hey, come through or something, because why does it happen so much? Right? It's like, I think people, what are you saying on there?
Men are hard-headed.
That's what I heard.
They don't get the point.
They're showing you the point.
You know what? Literally and physically.
You don't want to see the point.
Right. But Leah, my question still will be, if it's not working at all and you're just sending your meat all over the internet with it's like fishing. Nobody's biting it. First of all, I feel hurt, right? Rejected because no one said yes to my pictures I sent.
It's a numbers game. Just like when people, cat calls, how many you said something to 20 women on the street. All you need is that one to make you feel like that works.
That's what I said. Okay. But I'm saying no woman has ever said it worked. I've never heard a woman like, "Yo, I saw a penis and I called him up. It was good." And they all be like, "Nah, I don't take none of them. I be black. Eat them." Everyone, really? It ain't one got through. So no one said anything. That's why I'm wondering, does it work? Because no one has said it works. No one ever saw a penis there. You know what? I went there. So
it probably doesn't.
I think you're saying, Doc. It not have to work like Doc says. Probably even if it's the low numbers, if you send out 1,000, you got 2, you still winning.
Well,
right? So you got 2. You're like, oh yeah, I'm on the roll. Killing them. Keep sending this picture out. And that's just weird. I don't get it. I don't know if that, and it doesn't seem like it does anything for anybody. Like if it's an unsolicited penis, you don't know what would it do for you. I don't know you, and this is the penis. Like, okay, what am I doing with that? Like somebody take me some breasts, I'm like, what are you looking for? You want me to measure them? I don't know. What do you want me to do? Like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't. That's just me making something boring. You send me pictures, it's not gonna do anything. I don't even know you. Like, I don't. Whose are these? And then I start speaking, like, what's wrong with him? A little veiny. Ariel is super big. You may want to get that fixed. I'm gonna make her feel like she just wanted to delete the picture.
That's a shame.
Oh, that is a shame.
She got the right one. Just me. I got time. I'll make time and dissect that things up nice. Yeah, but I don't see the point. I never see the point of just going and doing it. Leon, what's the point of them doing it?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I think for attention, to get recognition, to make themselves feel good.
Right. They might just feel good at you looking at it.
Right.
And make a whole story up behind them. Yeah, I know she wanted it. She looking at it right now. that might be all they need. Well, listen, people are weird. So that might be a little kink just to send it, and now they can feel like, especially the person doesn't say anything, they can make it up for them. So she's just nervous. She don't want to say nothing. She's shy. She wants to be shy.
Right.
You know, so yeah. And then I guess you get the ones who do reply to it.
It's all out there on the wide web. It's all
yeah,
out there on the wide web. They're not worried about
well, the worst part about it.
Yeah.
The worst part about it, Neil, is I'm hearing that a lot of times all the pictures are fake. They're not sending you real pictures of themselves. Right, I'm just getting a picture, stock picture offline.
Well, Megan the Stallion say send you a pic of somebody else's.
Right. So
yes,
it's a whole
that
bunch
makes
of
sense.
It's a whole bunch of stock pictures running around the internet. They're not you. You know, they're not you.
Got it.
You just put them out there. So because I watched one guy, he was like, yeah, he told the girl to send a picture, he was sending her money, and then she was like, oh, I sent a picture of anybody, whatever, somebody else, wasn't her. So you don't even know what you're getting. It's not even, nothing's real on the internet. Nothing. The pictures ain't real. The beards ain't real. Leanne's really upset by that.
Oh my goodness.
So, sex harassment is bad.
It's all good.
Let's wrap this thing up like Christmas Day present. Ruth, who you harassing next? I mean, what's the last words?
I don't work on that side of it. But if you're being sexually harassed, like you said, if you can avoid the situation, avoid it. That's what I did, and that may not be the best approach, but avoid it.
Terrible advice. That's not the advice you want to give, Ruth.
No, it depends on the situation, because it was like I said, I didn't have to meet up with these people one-on-one, or it depends on the situation. But if you cannot and you're feeling uncomfortable, you got to say something. You do have to say something, even if it's a superior and it causes a lot of drama with it. You have to say something for your own protection.
I think you always should say something. We should get in the habit of always defending ourselves. I think we should always say something. I would say don't try to avoid it. It means you're doing extra work to feel safe when you can say, look, keep that away from me, and let them know. And then, so I would say don't avoid it. That's too much. just say something. We gotta get in the habit of saying something and protecting ourselves. But go ahead, what you got, man?
Keep yourself to yourself.
Ding, 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 ding. That's one way to keep from anything or anybody saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How about you, Doc?
I agree with Lee. Keep your compliments to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I truly is the best practice today because you can't get in trouble if you don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, closed mouth can't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, but I do believe we need to get in the habit. If you're feeling uncomfortable, let someone know you're uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because you allowing that person may not know they're making you uncomfortable, and you're not saying anything. Just they're, basically saying it's okay what they're doing, and they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. They feel like you're accepting it. It can grow. That's where that hug can turn into something else. That's when they come up and start rubbing you on your shoulder and give you a little massage at work. Like, don't touch that. What are you doing? But that's all because we allowed certain things to happen. If you would address that when it first happens, it probably would stop. So when they come up, touch your shoulder, and try to give you a massage, I guarantee they'll never do it again. If you do that, I guarantee they will never do it again.
I say address the person and report them. I would report them as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's strength in numbers because that person was let go. I'm sorry. They were let go as well. So I think other people did, have the courage to say, this has got to go.
Well, it's always interesting. And it's when, like you said, your situation and someone comes forward and then you see like 90 other people come after that. And like, it happened to me too. It happened to me too. It happened to me too. Like the floodgates open.
Yeah.
And this person was doing it for so long, it might have become natural to them. They may think it's okay. They may think people want it because no one said anything to them. So this is why we may help someone by saying, hey, look, that's not really appropriate. You're rubbing my shoulder. I don't know you like that. You shouldn't be touching people like that. That may be the help they need. But
True.
I'd say keep your hands to yourself. Hey, if something happens, please say something. Do something. Don't let people do anything to you. You have to protect you. If you don't protect you, nobody else will. Other than that, listen, it's been great what you guys thinking with us today. Hit that YouTube channel, Nothing But Answers. Hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Will be seen over there. All comments can be seen over there on the screen. Keep inviting people to Nothing But Answers room. We love all the dialogue or the comments, everything everybody posted is really good. Check it out. If you haven't checked it out, Nothing But Answers Facebook group. Check it out. It's definitely a great group. I'm learning a lot there.
Yeah.
So that's really it. We'll be back next Friday. Everyone, good night. Leanne, hit the button.
Bye.